What's going on? Welcome back to another vlog with your boy Chris. Welcome to the channel. If you're new, welcome back. If you are not, I hope you guys enjoyed this one. It is a good one. I feel like it's very important and I don't feel like I've ever spoken about it before. So on that note, let's jump into the video and see you on the other side, all right? So today I want to talk to you guys and girls, ladies and gents, about rest. One of the most important things and one of the most, I think, underrated things that successful people, entrepreneurs, stuff like that don't talk about is how important rest is, how important giving your mind, your body, your every single aspect of yourself a break from the gym. Maybe like I personally don't like taking breaks from the gym, so maybe like once every 2 weeks or once every 3 weeks I'll take a day off, like with no activity whatsoever, just stretching. But even just from work in general, we need to give our bodies breaks. We need to give our minds breaks. We need to rest. There has to be time. Like, I strongly believe when you're working, you need to be working and giving 150% and putting in the most effort that you absolutely can. Just laser focus. Don't pay attention to your cell phone, no Instagram, no social media, no nothing, no phone calls, no text, nothing. And then when you're resting, the same thing, 100% rest. Like, don't be taking a break from work and then being on your phone every 5 minutes checking it. If you're a trader, like, be checking the market every 10 minutes or every hour or whatever. Like, when you're working, work and give it 150%, and when you're resting, rest and give your rest 150%. Even when it comes to like working during the day, I like to personally work. I don't know who or where I saw it. I know I've seen it from multiple different people, so I can't say it stemmed from one person, but I strongly believe that if you're working for a few hours back to back, work for like 90 minutes and take like a 10-15 minute break. Get up, drink some water, stretch, like get on the floor, do some stretches, stretch your whole body out, listen to some music, whatever the case is. Just relax, rest your mind. Don't go on your phone and stuff because you're still working your brain by doing that. Take like, again, like 10-20 minute break and then go back on the computer for another 90 minutes or another 2 hours, whatever the case is. And just do that in cycles, and I personally find it to be more productive. I find that I get a lot more done when I just take little breaks just to like rest and let my brain catch up. Maybe like for the first like 2 hours I'll just go straight hardcore, and then after 2 hours like I'll take like a 20-minute break, and then I'll work for like another hour and a half and then take a 20-minute break, and then stuff like that. Or I like to split up my work throughout the day, and I like to organize my day so that way I'm not working the whole morning. I might work for like 3 or 4 hours in the morning and then go on the computer and just do like something light like emails. Or it's something I've been doing a lot now, especially when I'm eating my meals, is I like to watch YouTube videos. I like to watch vlogs of creators that I get inspired by. There's multiple different ones, but just creators that I get inspired by. Or I'll go and watch motivational videos or listen to a podcast or watch a podcast, whatever the case is. And I like to be productive even when I'm resting. So like when I'm resting, I won't just go like sit there and watch TV or watch Netflix and do something aimlessly. Like, I'll rest and I'll do something that's productive, that's going to inspire my creative mind and inspire the side of my brain that helps me make these videos, that helps me think of content ahead of time, that helps me work on all of those different areas. So I'm always, while I'm resting, I'm not working, but I'm trying to inspire parts of my brain that aren't activated while I'm working, because people that are traders know that trading it's not a very creative field. It's very mundane. You do the same thing, relatively the same thing every single day, over and over again, so on and so forth. And it's just something that's very, not repetitive, because the market's different every single day, but you're essentially doing the same thing every single day while you're on the computer, right? Like, it's not like, I don't know how to really put it in terms, but I think that people that trade understand, and I think even people that don't trade maybe understand what I'm trying to say. So it's not a very creative thing. So while I'm not working or while I'm not doing YouTube videos like I am right now, I like to inspire myself, and I like to watch things that maybe make me laugh, like a funny podcast and like a educational and funny podcast. Because just because something's educational, it doesn't mean that it can't be funny, right? So I think that it's very important to make sure that you're using all the parts of your brain, using them wisely. I think it's very important to be implementing rest throughout your day and into your day, and using it to the best of your ability to maximize the times when you are working, because the time that you rest, it's very underrated. We have this, I feel like there's this like notion that you have to be working 24 hours, 7 days a week, which isn't true. Like, give yourself one day off, you know what I mean? Like, do 6 days a week or do 6.5 days a week, and give yourself like that Sunday or that Saturday or that Wednesday in the afternoon, whatever the case is. Give yourself that time off and give yourself a chance to just detach from everything. Go for a hike, go for a walk, go walk your dog and just like play in a park with your dog for a couple hours. Go spend time with your family, go to a library and read books. Go do something that inspires you and turns on a part of your brain that the field that you're in maybe doesn't activate, doesn't put to use. Or just read a book, but do something that's going to benefit you. Don't just sit around and watch Netflix and waste time away. I don't believe in doing that. I don't really, like I had like 2 shows that I was really into the last few months, but even that, like it was like literally like an hour a week, or like an hour and 40 minutes a week, because they were about like 45 minutes each, or an hour and a half a week, whatever the hell it calculates to. But that's literally the only TV that I would watch, and it wasn't even like, I haven't, both of those shows are done now, so I haven't even done that in like a month and a half or almost 2 months now. So I just strongly believe it's very important to take productive rest breaks, to give your brain a rest, to give your body a rest from the gym. If you do physical labor, to give your body a rest from that. If you're something that's very mind energy or brain energy consuming, like trading, people think that because we just sit on a computer and we're just staring at charts that it's very easy. It can be very stressful if you don't know how to manage it properly. It can be very draining. It can be emotionally draining and mentally draining and spiritually draining and just draining at every level if you're overworking yourself. And we also have to learn to be aware of when we're overworked and be able to acknowledge that and take that into consideration for the future, right? Like if you work 4 days in a row for 15 hours and the 5th day you're completely dead, then maybe like turn it down to like 3 days in a row, or like turn it down to like 10 hours a day instead, or like 12 hours a day. Like you have to like tweak it to work best for yourself. Like there's no video that you're gonna watch from me or from anyone else that's gonna give you the secret recipe on how to become successful in life. You just have to take bits and pieces from every single video, and it's the same thing that I did with my course when I taught day trading. I created a course. I didn't create a course that was cookie cutter, because I don't believe that there's one course that can make everybody be successful in trading or help everyone be successful in trading. I think that you take bits and pieces and you create your own strategy, and you do what works for you, and what works for you today may not work for you in a year and a half from now, so you have to be able to adjust and flow with the market. But that's why I was never really a strong believer in schools, because schools, they teach everyone the same way, and not everybody learns the same way. Not everyone absorbs energy the same way. Not everybody, information, not energy, sorry. Not everybody absorbs information the same way. Not everybody processes it the same way and shit like that. So to teach everyone in one way, it's illogical, and you're just setting people up for failure. You're setting people up to lose confidence in themselves and lose the ability to believe in themselves. And you're taking people's ability and self-belief that they can do something away by saying, well, if you don't learn this way, then you can't be successful in this industry, when I just don't believe that's the case with anything. I don't think that basketball players all learn the same way on how to shoot. They didn't all have the exact same coach that taught the exact same way. They didn't all have the same trainers, and so on and so forth. The same with like any other athlete, anybody in any industry. Like the elites in any industry, they didn't all learn the same way. They learned from experience, they learned from trial and error, they learned from their failures, they learned from putting the puzzle pieces together and taking this piece from this person and this piece from that video and this piece from that book, and putting it all together and creating something that works best for themselves and that enables them to exploit their full potential and use their full potential to grow and further themselves in whatever area they're in. So I think it's very important that as an individual in any area, in any industry, that we're constantly pushing ourselves to the limits as to what we can achieve creatively, spiritually, emotionally, financially, physically. I think it's very important that we're always trying to grow in every area of life, because I'm a strong believer that if you're not growing, you're going backwards in life. I don't believe that you're just like staying in the same level, like you've plateaued. You're either moving forward or you're moving backwards. There's one or the other. So your effort and your time and your strategicness, if that's the right word, is what dictates how you live your life and the direction that it goes. Just being strategic about when you rest, when you work, when it's time to play, when it's time to enjoy the fruits of your labor, and when it's time to sit there and grind it out and really put in the work and the effort. So I hope that this brought you some information and some knowledge as to how you can further grow yourself and push yourself to the limits. I love you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this vlog, and I will see you in a few days.